everyone, this is the final Bosman, and on today's episode, it's time to make fun of some people who are working really hard. Welcome to the show, I am Kyle Bosman, and last week, Keiji Inafune announced a new Kickstarter project. This should be great, right? And you know what it is? It's called Red Ash, and it is a spiritual successor to Mega Man Legends. One of my favorite video game series of all of them. A spiritual successor to that with some of the key people who made those games so great. This should be in the millions right now. Let's check up on how this project is doing. Oh. Okay, so this is bad. You can't look at this like it's good. This is not great. And Keiji Inafune, you might be scratching your head on this Wednesday, wondering where did I go wrong? Why am I not in the millions yet? I have a few ideas. Firstly, Mighty Number 9 is not out yet, and you are already doing this. And I know you started your video. You said, well, development's done on Mighty Number 9. The fact is, we don't have it yet. We've not played that game, and we won't until September. So I realized that a reality of video game development is that you should start on the sequel before the first one is out. I realize that's normal. Project Cars did the same thing. Hey, everybody, start funding our sequel. The game just came out. Doesn't matter, we need the money now. And that's the reality. However, you can't look at us like your publishers. You have to look at us, your audience, just like consumers. And we don't want to start thinking about the next game before we have this one. So please consider that. That is why it feels a little stinky when this new game is announced. And second of all, let's look at these stretch goals. So stretch goals, everyone, are the goals beyond the initial Kickstarter goal. If you make more money on top of what we originally want, we could add all of these things to the game. We can expand on this vision. That's originally the goal of stretch goals. However, Kickstarter campaigns have become sort of self-aware of stretch goals, kind of starting the campaign lower than they need and adding stretch goals to make it feel like we're getting momentum, make it feel like we're getting more than what was originally needed. And it's sort of, we're getting some backlash on that. I don't think there's much to learn from the Shenmue 3 Kickstarter campaign because it's an anomaly. This is the first fastest ever game to $1 million. We should all be celebrating that. That is a huge success. However, because of the stretch goals, this campaign seems less successful than it truly is. Because if this game gets to $10 million, Yu Suzuki will finally complete his vision of the game and it will be truly open world. It's never getting to $10 million. It's not gonna get there. And so when you're playing this game, it's gonna feel like less of what you imagined it should be, kind of like The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. I love The Wind Waker, but playing through that game, you can feel the development. You can feel things that were removed. It's very strange. Even in the HD remake, playing through it, you're having a great time, but you're still imagining in the back of your head, what if I was playing the actual intended full vision of this game? And that kind of sucks. It makes that game less good than it could be. I'm a little worried about Shenmue 3 doing the same thing, though I'm sure that Shenmue 4 will have all the things 3 is missing. But in the case of Red Ash, look at how they handle their stretch goals here. So we get chapters. You get chapters. So if they get to 800,000, we'll get our first 3 chapters. Great. Beyond that, we'll get chapters 4 and 5. Let's look at how they represent this. Okay, so not just story, but like exploration. We'll get a new part of the map. Check out this map. Okay, so we have parts A and part B. You like video games, right? This makes sense to you? You want to explore the whole map? Give us more money. All right. Wait, let's check out this art up here. You know what that is? That's like a giant robot city. Let's look back at these stretch goals. Oh, okay, these are parts of the giant robot city. You know what's missing though? That waist and those legs. So basically what I'm looking at right here is a small fraction of the complete story that is clearly meant to be told here. So basically there is no way we're ever gonna finish that robot. We're never finishing this robot. And so people are less likely to give you money because you set such an unrealistic goal. You're never gonna finish that robot. People looking at your campaign know that. They know they're going to give you money for what is going to be an incomplete game. And I know you're saying it's not incomplete. I know you're saying that you're still getting a complete game, just not a complete story. Nobody wants that. People want a complete story, and you are holding that hostage. And I think that's a bad idea. Lastly, I think this might be not succeeding because of Keiji Inafune. Obviously, just his name. This person who just puts himself at the forefront of this Kickstarter campaign. Basically, I think it's a bad idea because he's got a lot going on. We talked about Mighty Number 9, still not out yet, but they've already announced an animated series for Mighty Number 9. And just today, a live-action movie of Mighty Number 9 from the people who made the Dead Rising movie. Let's look at a clip of that.
Hey! Hey! Is this your van?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Beyond that, with Red Ash announced as a video game, simultaneously we have another Kickstarter for the anime version of this. Give us this much money, we'll make a 5-minute short. Give us this much money, we'll make a feature-length film. You're probably gonna get the 5-minute short. It's all very disappointing, it's all a lot. On top of that, just at E3, we saw a CG trailer from the makers of Metroid Prime and Keiji Inafune. Look at this AAA exclusive game. Oh, Inafune's doing all right for himself, it seems like. Yeah, probably. So this guy's just working on a lot. And it just seems like a lot is going on for him. He seems like he may be asking for too much. And here's where I think, honestly, this Kickstarter is not being so successful, is that it's missing the screw you factor. Basically, when the Bloodstained Kickstarter campaign was announced, it felt like screw you, Konami. When you think of Yooka-Laylee, that felt like screw you, Rare. When you think of Shenmue 3, that felt like screw you, Lon D. And so when you think of Mighty Number 9, that felt like screw you, Capcom, and that felt great. Oh, it didn't feel great to say screw you to Capcom. Red Ash does not feel like that. It no longer feels like screw you, Capcom. It kind of just means, okay, I'm working on this project. It's me, Keiji Inafune, I got another one. Here's me and the guys. We're shooting ideas off each other. Here's how the video ends. I don't know, man. We don't feel that fire. We just feel like we're helping you with another thing. So, hey, if you're a game designer right now, I think you have to consider Kickstarter. There's too much money in Kickstarter to ignore right now. And so, when you're working on your Kickstarter campaign, when you're thinking, okay, how do we represent our game? How do we work on our stretch goals? How do we work on our deliverables? I think you also have to consider the screw you factor. How do we make people think we're the underdog? How do we make people think we're rebels? How do we make people think it's us versus them? That giving us money is taking money away from those ignorant fat cats? Because if you start looking like one of those fat cats, people won't want to give you money anymore. And that's the show for this week. If you're on Twitter, you can find me at Kyle Bosman. I'll be back here next Wednesday. Hope to see you then. Thanks for watching. Hello, I'm Kyle Bosman. I'm the executive producer of Philip Dollarfield Says Screw You to the Princess. I wanted to create a game in which you play as a down-on-his-luck, rich little white boy who is taking a stand against big business. I pitched this game to many publishers, and they all said no. Now it's up to you. Philip Dollarfield will have dozens of polo shirts. With your money, I will be able to make this game independently, without any of those fat wallet pencil pushers telling me that my ideas are bad or that my level design seems boring. I want him to run and jump. This project is already a success. Please look down at the stretch goals below to see how much of the story you feel like you deserve. To be clear here, I want you to spend more than $100. If you give me thousands, I will even put you in the game, and you can feel important, even though absolutely no one else likes those parts of the game. Thank you. I like the princess. She is unspeakably cute.